Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
$50 million. That's how much a family is seeking tonight after an 8-year-old girl survived a horrific knife attack while just playing at a park. Thanks for joining us at 6 tonight. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. It happened last October at Ryan Park in Detroit on the border with Dearborn. 74-year-old Gary Lansing allegedly lifted the girl's chin, slashed her throat, and then went after her grandmother. He's already facing criminal charges, and now comes a civil lawsuit. Lauren Kostick is live tonight. Lauren, you spoke to this little girl.
That's right. Yeah, Seda, she is now 8 years old, and she told us she continues to deal with a lot of trauma. Her attorneys saying this lawsuit is not just about justice, it's making sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
When I sleep, I feel like the guy is coming back for me, and I feel like when I wake up, somebody would try and break in our house.
1 year after the attack, 8-year-old Seda continues to battle constant nightmares.
Sometimes I get scared and I have to take a break with a teacher.
As Seda works to heal, her attorneys at Ayed Law have filed a $50 million lawsuit against 74-year-old Gary Lansing, the man they call a monster.
I can assure you for every dollar that he possibly has, we're going to make sure that we take that away from him.
Last October, Lansing allegedly approached Seda at Ryan Park in Detroit, lifted her chin and slashed her throat with a pocket knife. He tried to stab her stomach, but Seda fought back. He then went after her grandmother, who escaped thanks to bystanders. Lansing is charged with assault with intent to murder and felonious assault. Police say he may have mental health issues. At the time, prosecutors said there wasn't enough evidence to charge a hate crime, a decision the family and the Arab American Civil Rights League strongly disagrees with.
This type of behavior is on the rise, and I think the only way that we as a community and a country can stop it is to make sure that people are held accountable.
And Lansing remains in jail tonight on a $2 million bond. He is due back in court later this week for the criminal case with a trial date set for November. Live in Detroit, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
Okay, Lauren, thank you.
Investigators used traffic cameras in Macomb County to track down the suspected shooter of a businessman. Those cameras spotted a Ford Escape with a stolen license plate. Here's that video. And specific markings matched the vehicle believed to be at the scene when gas station owner Eddie Jawad was shot at his Macomb Township home. Police say 32-year-old Jason Martin fired several shots at Jawad as he was pulling out of his garage. Martin was arrested in Warren on Sunday and now faces charges including assault with intent to murder.
As MSU prepares to host tens of thousands of football fans and visitors for the annual rivalry game against Michigan, there's controversy on the sidelines. It surrounds the East Lansing Police Department, its chief, and allegations about use of force and racism. Local 4's Devon Fernandez went to East Lansing seeking some answers.
You can definitely sense the air of excitement as the MSU and greater East Lansing community prepares for this weekend's big rivalry game. But it's what's happening behind the scenes, a rift between the police department and community members that has a lot of people concerned right now.
It's video of East Lansing police encounters during MSU's Welcome Week last month of officers arresting black men.
I got nothing in my pocket that's going to harm me. Comply, please.
Those videos, coupled with the alleged controversial remarks from the department's chief, Jen Brown, to a local news outlet, reportedly saying during Welcome Weekend, we had a disproportionate number of minorities come into the community and commit crimes that have been raising concerns across the city.
Looking at some of the data, that they're over-aggressive, they're over-policing black people.
Harold A. Pope is president of the NAACP Lansing branch, and he's among those blasting East Lansing police, accusing the department of racism and bias in its policing practices against people of color, while demanding leadership change.
What do you want the city to do?
I want the city manager to act. If the chief doesn't resign, I want the city manager to understand the situation and release her. She is a thorn in the city's side. She has created an environment, a toxic environment, that perpetuates the stereotyping of black people.
Others are also speaking out, Kath Edsel is vice chair of the East Lansing Police Oversight Commission.
People are asking questions. People are pushing for transparency and accountability.
Edsel is calling out so-called inconsistencies with the local police operations and leadership. Weeks ago, the police department published a press release and redacted videos of the pepper spray event to the public. Days later, this video came to light showing a different story than the initial police narrative. The case against the arrested men has since been dismissed.
It's not a complete surprise to oversight. Her unwillingness to hear any criticism, constructive or otherwise, has been a problem since day one. She has pushed back on everything and anything police oversight has done. She runs with the narrative of, the police are perfect, they do everything exactly right.
Neither the East Lansing police chief nor city manager have responded to Local 4's request for interview. In an email, the city's mayor told us he wasn't available. During East Lansing City Council meeting on Tuesday, some neighbors did voice giving the police chief and the department the benefit of doubt.
My opinion is that perhaps the chief of police might not owe an apology, and that the police and the police department might be perhaps owed an apology for doing a very, very difficult job and being harried at every turn.
And last night, East Lansing City Council authorized hiring outside legal counsel to review the police department's actions, policies, and procedures. Community members say they'll continue pushing for transparency change until they get some answers. Local 4 investigators are digging into the East Lansing police data right now. They'll let you know records show arrests are up in the last 2 months compared to this time last year. However, we found that the data available to us isn't broken down to detailed specifics like race and gender.
DeMont, thank you. Budget cuts are happening at Michigan State University, and now the MSU president is revealing how many people are losing their jobs this year. In an email to faculty and staff, Kevin Guskowitz confirms 99 positions have been cut. That includes support staff, faculty, academic staff, and executive managers. The president says the cuts will save the university around $50 million. But more cuts are coming in 2026. MSU is trying to save $85 million in 2 years. School officials are stressing the need to eliminate a deficit, a recurring deficit, and they claim this is due to rising costs of employee health care as well as operations. And the university claims they're also preparing for possible changes in federal funding under the Trump administration.
Flags are flying at half-staff today to honor former Congresswoman Carolyn Kilpatrick. Family, friends, and community leaders gathered at Greater Emmanuel Church of God in Christ in Detroit today to honor her life and legacy. She was more than a politician. She was a trailblazer who spent more than 30 years fighting for Detroit, bringing in more than $2.5 billion to help revive the city. She was also a loving mother. Her son, of course, former Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, delivered the eulogy, sharing the impact she had on his life.
You were the best mom ever. There couldn't have been another mom that understood the value of how to raise two kids, totally different personalities, different destinies, different purposes, and meet us where we needed to be met in our own lives. She was amazing.
Kilpatrick rose from Detroit school teacher to become the first black woman on Michigan's House Appropriations Committee before serving 14 years in Congress. Kilpatrick died October 7th. She was 80 years old.
One big thing stands out in the newest WDIV Detroit News poll of registered Detroit voters, and that is optimism. 76% think the city is on the right track. Here's Jason Colthorpe with more.
Yeah, 13 years ago, you think about it, things in Detroit were much different. You could say things were bleak. Let's try and put into perspective just how much things have turned around for the city.
Most Detroiters have noticed how much things have improved since coming out of bankruptcy and electing Mike Duggan to the mayor's office. But new numbers from our exclusive WDIV Detroit News poll go beyond general assumptions. Let's start with Mayor Duggan. 81.5% of voting Detroiters approve of him, when in 2012, 69% disapproved of then-Mayor Dave Bing. 62% disapproved of City Council in 2012. Now, 67% approve. The police department, from 49% approval to 71%. Back then, just 51% of people felt safe walking in their neighborhood. Now, 80% feel safe. Then, 40% said they were likely to leave the city in 5 years. Now, just 17% would leave over the next 10 years.
Yeah, the word that popped into my head was miraculous.
Pollster Richard Juba of Glengarriff Group says these numbers cannot be overstated.
Honestly, I don't know that there's a story in America that is a more miraculous shift than what we're seeing here in Detroit. It isn't just that Detroit's come back, it's that Detroiters have come back. They are optimistic about their city.
There was one negative with this survey, and it's a familiar theme. It's the Detroit Public Schools. Just 31% of people in this survey feel DPSCD is getting their kids ready for jobs in the future. In the newsroom, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
And tomorrow on Local 4 News at 6:30 a.m., we continue our poll results. Jason will show us how voters feel about Mayor Mike Duggan and how that translates into his independent bid for governor.